So the January transfer window is approaching thick and fast. I think it can only mean one thing: the return of the transfer show. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Lex Alexis. Today I thought I'll delve into 10 plus transfer rumours that are circulating around at the moment. There won't be as strong of a rumour until we actually hit the January transfer window, but I thought it would be interesting to bring the show back and to throw a couple of names in the mix already. If you guys like what you see, please do give the video a like. It just reminds you of the channel that's aimed for 10 likes in this video. Please do hit the subscribe button if you've not done so. It does really help the channel. We're 5 subscribers away from 850. We're very close to that goal. If we can get that, that'd be amazing. And please share the channel to as many people as you can. That is how we're going to grow as a community. But without any further ado, let's start talking through the latest championship transfer rumours. The first rumour that is been spiralling a bit out of control recently is Florarin Balogun. Of course, we know him as an Arsenal player. We did see him play yesterday against Sunderland in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, and I gotta be honest, didn't really have the performance I really hoped to see from him. It was Eddie Nketiah who really stole the show at the end, and if anything, I think Nketiah kept his receipt at Arsenal, but now Balogun has kind of opened the possibility of maybe going out on loan somewhere. So Nottingham Forest and Middlesbrough are the two strongest linked clubs, but it's especially Nottingham Forest who I think are containing the strong links. And I'm going to be interested to see what Steve Cooper does. Steve Cooper's got the reputation of making some brilliant signings. I mean, in his first season with Swansea, he made the signing of Ryan Brewster, who scored the most goals in that period of the season last time he was around. And obviously last season he brought in the likes of Conor Hourihane, where his form really elevated Swansea to stay secure in the top 6. So it'll be interesting to see what Steve Cooper does with the Nottingham Forest side, who are steadily improving with their form. Another player rumoured to go to the Championship is Ryan Hedges. He's a right midfielder from Aberdeen. Now, he may sign a pre-contract with Blackburn Rovers. Now, Blackburn Rovers have done this before last year with Harry Pickering when he stayed on his final 6 months with Crewe Alexandria before joining straight to Blackburn next season. I mean, Blackburn have two choices. They can get him now in a pretty small fee since he is nearly out of contract, or they could do the pre-contract thing and secure him for next season. But right now, with their right wingers and anything, I don't think their squad needs too much tinkering. I think the only thing that could really be improved with Blackburn's squad is depth. Although there could be the risk if someone gets injured, you know, more pressure would be put on the players, which I don't think really hold out in terms of their second team at least. So maybe he'll be good for depth, and I think that's the only area which Blackburn need to work on. One player linked with a move away is Uche Ikpeazu. Now, he has had a pretty disappointing run with Middlesbrough. Of course, he scored 6 goals when he joined Wycombe Wanderers from Hearts last year. But this season with Middlesbrough, who looked like he had a promising start despite him not scoring many goals, he's only scored 2 goals in his 8 league starts. I mean, he's only made 8 league starts out of 22, and that's not really encouraging in terms of his development. Now, Millwall are the club that are linked with Ikpeazu at the moment, and I think with him being 6'3", I think he'd be an ideal signing for Millwall. I don't think he'll be the best in class, and I don't think he'll ultimately improve their attacking prowess. You know, they've got the likes of Tom Bradshaw doing quite well at the moment. Benik Afobe is doing better than I thought he would as well, and of course Jed Wallace. But I think Ikpeazu would actually be a really good choice based on his height. He'll be fantastic for set pieces and the way that Millwall would like to play. I see him being in a better fit in Millwall than I do see him being a better fit now with Middlesbrough, avoiding that now they've got Chris Wilder in. We've got a couple of Barnsley players linked with a move away following their poor position in the league. First one being Cauley Woodrow. Now, West Brom are in advanced talks to get Cauley Woodrow in. Of course, Valerian Ismail has worked with Woodrow before. I mean, this season, Woodrow's only scored 4 goals in 22 appearances so far. This is really poor form, considering last year he bagged 12 in 42 appearances last year. And under Ishmael, his form was right up there. It really was. So his form has definitely taken a dip, which is why Barnsley also have taken a dip as a result of this. They have recently lost Dominik and they've decided to let him go for mutual consent, which I do understand. I mean, it'd be a bigger blow if Frisia joins the Championship club. We've not heard many rumours surrounding him at the moment. He could potentially go back to Austria maybe, or maybe even Germany. So it'll be interesting to see where Frisia goes. And with Woodrow, if he goes to West Brom, I think it's exactly what West Brom need. They've only scored 4 goals in their last 6 appearances. They need more attacking options that they can definitely deliver. And I think the form that Woodrow delivered under Ishmael, I think might be what West Brom need. So we've got another player from the Scottish Premiership linked with a move to the Championship. We have got Jamie McGrath. Middlesbrough are one of the many clubs linked with him. Now, many Scottish clubs are interested with Jamie McGrath in St Mirren. Hibernian, Aberdeen, Hearts, they're all linked with him. But Middlesbrough is interestingly the one that I can see from the English clubs that are linked with him at the moment. And he would probably look at that as the biggest leap in terms of going to English football, especially to a side like Middlesbrough. They're doing quite well this season. Dundee are also linked with him as well. So he's definitely high in demand, and I can definitely see why from how good he has been, and an integral part he's been to that St Mirren team all season, who've had a pretty decent season in the Scottish Premiership. And I'll be interested to see if he does move down to the Championship. Now, John Swift is definitely going to be one of the players which I'll be very surprised if he doesn't get a move in the summer. Now, Leeds coach Marcelo Bielsa is being told that he really admires John Swift. He's not only scored many goals, but the amount of goals he has created as well, his goals and assist record is right up there in the top 3 best in the Championship this season, which is what I think Bielsa is admiring about him. Not only can he score goals, he can create goals, and that is what more than what Leeds need right now for an athletic squad that's just been completely depleted with injuries for majority of the season. They're obviously having a bit of a tough season. Could be second season syndrome, but they're not currently fighting in the bottom 3, which they'll be feeling a little bit grateful for. If John Swift were to come in January, it'd be an incredible move, I would say. And actually, I think he can thrive very, very well. I wouldn't say he'll be an instant impact, you know, like an Eze was at Palace, or maybe even an Elise at Palace. But I do think give him a couple of game time, especially he can definitely look at a club like Leeds being a very attractive club for him. So I think it'll be an interesting move if John Swift goes back to the Premier League. Another player unsurprisingly high in demand is Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson is a player we cover in every single transfer show, and it does not end here. But this time he's been linked with an abundance of Premier League clubs. In the summer, we were linking him with many Championship clubs, but he has really moved up a level. I would say he's Forest's top 2 best players of the season so far. Everton, Newcastle and West Ham are the 3 that are linked with him. Now, I would seem probably liking to go to West Ham at the moment, because in terms of the signings West Ham have made from the Championship, they've done well for themselves. Bowen has had a brilliant season at West Ham at the moment. Benrahma probably not at the same level as Bowen in terms of how good of a season they had, but still some fantastic, attractive Championship talent over the years. Brennan Johnson might want to be working with these guys, but he will be working in Jarrod Bowen's position. It really depends where he would go in terms of competition. Everton would be interesting. I think he can definitely get more of a chance playing in the right-hand side. Newcastle, I think he can definitely get some minutes there, but maybe not even as a right midfielder if they decide to pursue St Maximin. Likely, Forest are not going to want to let him go for how important he's been this season with goals and assists. I think Forest would definitely want to be keeping him on till the end of the season. And following for how good Forest have been at the moment, I think Brennan Johnson will be making a bit of an erratic move if he were to step out of what Forest are doing right now. Nearing the end of the transfer rumours, we talk about Tosin Adebayo. So apparently Adebayo has recently made a decision to stay at Fulham. So obviously Adebayo is a Manchester City youth player. He's been thrown around a couple of clubs over the years, but he has made a signing for Fulham obviously for this season. Now there has been speculation linking him back to the Premier League, but to help a struggling Newcastle side who've had the worst defence record in the league alongside with Norwich. So definitely I can see him wanting a move in the Premier League, but at the same time, would Newcastle be the right choice at the moment? I think Newcastle, I'm very surprised that they're actually linking him with this speculation. I think Newcastle need to go for more potential players and players that have actually survived and have actually done really well in the Premier League level. Not an upcoming player like Adebayo who'd be good for the future, but they need success now. They cannot wait any longer. If they go for all these players who can make great promise but can't necessarily deliver it now, then they're going to get relegated, and then it's not really going to give a good rep in terms of the new ownership that's in charge of Newcastle United. I think he's made a decision that he's going to stay with Fulham despite the interest he has received. So there's been some developments of Sema, which I'll update all of you guys now. So Sema is one of the many Stoke players who's been given a really bad injury. Unfortunately, Sema didn't really get much game time with Stoke whatsoever. He didn't really get a chance before he eventually, I think it was his ankle that he injured in the end. And unfortunately, due to the lack of game time, it sounds like Stoke City are going to let him return to Brighton. But this is something I found out recently. According to FIFA, your player can only play for a maximum of 2 clubs in a season. He's already played for Sparta Praga and he's also played for Stoke. So he actually cannot play for Brighton. Brighton could try and negotiate a deal or something because they've got some striker problems of their own. They've got the likes of Morpay and Welbeck picking up injuries as well, which is interesting in terms of their striking situation at the moment. But Sema, it sounds like he will return to Brighton, but more likely I think what they're going to do is that the medical team are going to be over Sema, and then they'll try and get him some good game time in next season. But it's a real shame because I really wanted to see how Sema would be like at this level. It's just very unfortunate with the injury picked up. The final transfer room I'm going to talk about is Sorba Thomas. Now Sorba Thomas has really gone through a roller coaster of a season. In his first 5-6 games, he was right up there for one of the best players in the Championship, actually collecting a Player of the Month award in August. But then his form completely slumped down. It really did slump down in around the midway stage of the season. Recently, he's started to try pick up again, but not quite hitting the same levels. Watford are interested in Sorba Thomas based on the start of the season he had. But this would be, for me, a very risky decision. You know, this is a Championship level player that has started well but then gone on a drop. To make the step up to the Premier League, they're going to want Sorba Thomas for a short period of time. If they're going to try and pursue him long term, I don't think he'll be the best long term player that they can get. You know, let's say Watford are relegated, you know, and if they keep Sorba Thomas, is he going to be really the player that's really going to take them back to the Premier League, especially with that inconsistency in him? I don't think they will. I think Watford got to be very careful and definitely analyse his performances recently before they start trying to throw in bids and see if they can get him. But undoubtedly, on this day, Sorba Thomas is brilliant. He just needs to try and build up and find his form again. Then, without a doubt, more Championship and Premier League clubs will be interested. So, I think that wraps it up for today's video. I think that's all the rumours I have found. If I've missed anyone out, guys, please do let me know in the comments down below. But that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the transfer show, please give the video a like. It does tremendously help the channel. Please do hit the subscribe button if you've not done so. It does really help the channel. And please share this channel to as many people as you can. All of that really helps. But that'll wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary if you saw the end of this video. And as always, I'll see you guys very soon. Take care, everyone.